Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Myself Sandhya, I am from SVCE. Before getting to the topic, I request everyone to like, share and subscribe my channel. In today's session, we are going to discuss about the GUI using Android Studio. So first of all, what is GUI? It's a graphical user interface. This helps user interacts with the visual representation on the digital devices or smartphones such as Samsung phone. Voice control interfaces. This allows user to interact through voice commands such as Siri, Alexa, like this. So can we design UI in Android Studio? Android Studio is an official idea for developing Android app created by the Google. It is very simple layout editor which support drag and drop for designing user interface where one can drag layout widgets, text fields, etc. and drop it on the virtual mobile screen to design Android Studio. So the user interface design in Android Studio is a graphical representation of the views displayed on the smartphones or tablets. It allows user to interact with the features, functions and contents of the application. To design user interface, you need no prior programming language. Although it is nice to have web language, web developing skills or programming skills, every application has a user interface with which users can interact. Android provides a various pre-built UI components that allows you to build a GUI for your applications. Android also provides other UI modules for special interfaces such as dialogues, notifications, menus, and etc. So the components which are used for the Android application. There are many components for the Android application. Let's consider a few of them here, which is main action bar, split action bar, and content area. These plays a significant role while developing a complex Android application. So the viewpoints. What is view? View are used to customize user interface design. A view can consider as a building block for a proper user interface created for the view class. A view can also be defined as a small rectangular box in Android development that responds to the user inputs, for example, buttons, checkbox, etc. So basically a view is what a user sees and interacts with. This is now, so we know the what is view is. And this image represents the view and which is also contents of the button and edit texts. View group. Next, the view group is an invisible container of other views, such as child view and other view groups. This view class is a superclass for all the GUI components in Android. Views play a key role in the development of the application because you need settings present in the application, example color, style, theme, etc. So here you can see the image of the view groups. In this, the Android Studio we commonly use the view is called as edit text and images. So the images are the classified as widgets used to create an interactive UI component such as buttons, text fields and etc. The layout as a subclass of the view group. The layout defines the visual structures of the UI of a user application. All elements in the layout are built using a hierarchy of views and view group objects. So we already learned about the views and view groups. And let's discuss the layouts of the view group. The layout can be declared through a programming language or through a simple XML layout file located in the resource layout folder of any project you work on. So the Android provides a straightforward XML vocabulary that corresponds to the view class and subclasses, such as those present for widgets and layouts. Due to this, the layout can be treated. The layouts are kept in the folder called resources. Android Studio creates a default XML layout file in the resource layout and the folder that is extremely useful if you know the basics at the time of compiling. And the figure you are seeing is the simple layout with the image view. And the advantages of the XML. There are many advantages of the XML layout, and those are the it is immensely popular and widely used format. It else provides the UI component from the logic, which is in turn provides the flexibility to change one component without affecting the other. It is much easier to generate than writing direct code. It allows an user drag and drop to generate interface for the Android application. And there are many certain types of layouts, and the Android provides a number of layouts that provides different views to use in its application. So the following consider the standard layouts of view groups used in the Android application. Those are the linear layout, frame layout, relative layout, table layout, and constraint layout. And the GUI using Android Studio, and here you can see the layouts with gates as we have already learned before, and certain text edit buttons, and here you can see all of those in this image. So what is linear layout? It is a user to arrange views in a single column or row. It is further divided into a vertical or horizontal linear layout. Here you can see the code of XML code of the linear layout. And the frame layout, it is a placeholder of the screen used to display a single screen. And this is the XML code of the frame layout. And next, relative layout, it enables you to specify how a child views are positioned to each other. So here you can see the XML code of the relative layout. And the next is table layout, which is a group the views into rows and columns. And here is the XML code of the table layout. And the constraint layout, it provides you with an adaptable and flexible way to create views for your application. And this is the XML code for the constraint layout. And the units of the measurements. There are number of measurements units used in the Android Studio, which is density independent pixel, scale independent pixel, pixel, and PT. So to create a GUI Android Studio, and you can see the GUI architecture of Android, the view system, is responsible for rendering the visual components of the user interface, such as buttons, text fields, and images. And certain examples of the GUI app is some popular modern graphical user interface examples include the Microsoft Windows, macOS Ubuntu Unity, and Genome Shell for desktop environments, and Android, Apple's iOS, BlackBerry OS, Windows 10 Mobile, Palm OS, Web OS, and Firefox OS for smartphones. And these are the examples for the GUI app. So creating GUI using Android Studio is for an Android app in Android Studio involves several steps. In this example, we will guide you through creating a simple Android app with a GUI that consists of text view and button. When the button clicked, it changed the text displayed in the text view. So here is how to create the GUI. There are steps to follow in UI design. First, as known in that, first you need to download Android Studio from your browser and install Android Studio and open Android Studio. Then create a new project and select project type. Then give it a name of your choice and click on the resource folders and click on the folder and begin to design your UI. In the project window, Click the module you want to add to layout on, and in the main menu select File, New, XML, Layout XML file. In the dialog that appears, provide the file name and root layout tab and the source set where the layout belongs, and click Finish to create the layout. And as we are learn about that, here is how to create the GUI. Firstly, open the Android Studio. If you aren't already downloaded, download and install Android Studio from the official website and create a new project. Open Android Studio and then select Start a new Android Studio project. Follow the wizard to configure your app's details and such as project name, package name and location. For this example, you can choose the empty activity template. And next, design the layouts. In the Android Studio rest directory, locate the layout folder. Right click on the layout folder and select new and choose XML resource file. And then name the layout file, for example activity main.xml, and click OK. Then edit the XML layout. First open the newly created, which we have taken the layout file such as activity main.xml file, and define your layout. Here is a simple example which is in a XML code, source code of the activity main.xml. So XML version, and this is the example with the linear layout and text view and button. In this layout we have linear layout containing a text view and a button. And that in the text view, the handout we have text view and the layout width of wrap, content, layout height, text and text size. In the button, ID, layout width, layout height and text. And these in this layout we have in linear layout of the text view and the button. And after all, build and run. Finally, build your project and run it in an emulator or a physical Android device. You should see your GUI elements and interact with them as specified in your code. That's a basic overview of your creating a GUI using Android Studio, and you can expand on this foundation by adding more complex layouts and functionality as needed for your app. Thank you. Please do like, share and subscribe my channel.